Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. Hope you guys are feeling super peachy today. I have been pretty obsessed at the moment with watching kind of like, you know, the story time videos on YouTube where someone just sits and talks and tells a story. Maybe they're doing their makeup, maybe they just sat to camera talking. I don't know. I just find these videos like really relaxing and calming. It started off, I watched one by a guy I think called Terry, who had a video called My Racist Teaching Experience in Korea. Ironically, it's because he was half Korean, and that was really interesting. And then I got on this whole chain of suggested ones. I actually ended up on my friend Deli, who makes Sims videos as well. She had a story time about an awful flight experience. I felt really sad for her. I sent her a tweet, but also I was like, I really enjoy just sitting and listening to someone talk. It's kind of almost like listening to your friend over like a little cup of coffee, having a little chit chat with them about their experience. And I was like, this is real nice. I want to do something like this. So I tweeted and said, I've never really explained or talked through the whole story behind our proposal, and you guys are pretty interested in hearing about it, so that is what I'm going to be doing in today's videos. It's going to be a little bit less gaming-y and a little bit more just me sitting having a little chit chat to camera. I used to do this more like a couple of years ago on my channel, but I haven't really done it much recently, so I thought it would be nice just to give it a go. If you guys like this kind of like story time, let me know any other stuff you want to hear in the comments below. I can chit chat about other parts of my life, my high school life, anything like that you guys want to know. Let me know in the comments below. I'm also gonna be I got this in the airport recently. I was trying to get straighteners and they didn't have straighteners, and I needed them for when we went to Philly, but they had this like GHD glide thing and you like brush your hair straight. So I don't really like straightening my hair because I'm not very good at it. How can you be bad at straightening your hair? I don't know, but somehow I can. So I'm gonna be using this in this video just to kind of sort my hair out, because it's kind of a bit chaotic right now. And also, since it's a proposal video, I was like, I might like my ring kind of like, it looks a bit grubby. Like I use a lot of facial oils and hair oils and they go on the ring. It looks gross. You're meant to wash it every time you shower. So I'm like, why don't we try and make my ring look less grubby, and then I can kind of show it a bit at the end of the video, because it's meant to be like a proposal story, isn't it? And after I said that coffee thing, I now really want a coffee. So I'm gonna go grab a coffee, and then you guys should as well. Let's sit and have a little chit chat over a drink together. So for some backstory, Ali and I have been together for, at the time of the proposal, which was in June, I think, of this year, about 4 years. Actually, I think, well, I know it's 4 years because our anniversary is like the 13th of June, I think. And we've known each other for a couple of years before that as well. And one thing I always think about like weddings and marriage proposals and all that kind of thing, especially about proposals, I think that the proposal, when it happens and like the emotion behind it should be a surprise, but the fact that you are being proposed to shouldn't be a surprise. Like I'm always flabbergasted when people have never discussed marriage before proposing. Like it's just bizarre to me. It's kind of a thing you'd want to go into knowing what the answer's gonna be. So we had talked about proposals quite a lot before. I said I don't want like a public proposal, like the videos of where someone does it at like a football game or like in the middle of a park or like at some big event. Like they are just like my idea of like a nightmare. One, because I would just find it so like, that would be anxious, that would be like too much. But also, I don't know, I feel like I would want something a little bit kind of more personal and a little bit more just the two of us kind of thing. So we talked about it beforehand. We'd even been and looked at rings. Like he knew what kind of ring I wanted. I have like quite long skinny fingers, so I wanted a ring that I didn't want anything huge and I didn't want anything with a really thick band, and honestly I don't really like wearing rings, so I wanted something that didn't feel too annoying on my finger. And I knew that we were going to Bali. We'd been looking forward to like a holiday, just us two, for a long time. We don't actually get to go away on holidays very much. We travel a lot, but it's always like work travel, which is very much scheduled days, arriving, not really having much free time. So we were looking forward to a holiday that was just like us two. But the thing is, right before that, we'd had a few trips where I'm like, oh, maybe he's gonna propose. Like we went up to see my parents, and then we like went out for a meal. I'm like, maybe he'll do it here. And then we went to New York, and I'm like, he's gonna do it in New York. And there was just like a few times where it could have happened. Like we went to Italy, we were in Florence, and I'm like, I feel like it could happen, and it didn't. So I was like, oh, okay. When we booked Bali, I'm like, maybe, but there's been a few times where like, I thought it would and it hasn't, so I'm not, like, my hopes aren't quite as high as they could have been. Okay, I'm gonna start using this. Basically, you brush, and like you brush under like this. My hair's so tangly. This wig is actually in its last legs. My new one's going on next week. So yeah, but I think it does a good job. As someone that hates straightening my hair, this feels like a more easy, softer way to do it. So I like it. So yeah, I was kind of like not going out there with any expectations or hopes, but Ali had planned to do the proposal in Bali, and he only told me afterwards that for him it was super stressful because we booked Bali really last minute. Like we were just like, we need to go away, let's just figure something out. And with our jobs, if we want to go away somewhere, it's less like, oh, let's book this time out like way in advance, because something might come up, like we might have to do an event and we'd have to just cancel everything. So if we want to go away, it's like, look, there's nothing for the next 3 weeks. If we work our butts off this week, we can try and cover a week and we can go away for it. So that's kind of the way you do things instead. So Bali was last minute, which meant we'd booked it. We were like, yay, this is really exciting. We're going away in like 3 weeks time. And then Ali was suddenly like, I need to get a ring in 3 weeks. He'd written down my ring size and he knew which store he wanted to buy the ring from. However, the ring that he wanted to get wasn't in stock anywhere in, oh my gosh, my hair's so tangly. I don't think you're meant to brush it with this, but I am. The ring he actually wanted to get wasn't in stock anywhere in the UK. So he's like on the phone to someone like trying to figure this out. Like, I need the ring, we're going soon. They had to like ring a store in New York. The New York store was like, we don't have it. So they were like searching everywhere. They finally had the one that he wanted in the size that he wanted and like the size of my finger that he wanted. And with diamonds, you look at like clarity and like the shape. There's a lot of like stuff that you'll only ever like pay any attention to once in your life. And that's when you buy an engagement ring and then you'll never think about it again. They finally got it and Ali's like, oh, this is great. They can send it over. I only found all this stuff out after, and they were like, okay, we'll send it. It takes this amount of time to come, and the amount of time it took to come was the amount of time we had before we went away. So it was cutting it really, really fine, and I had like a hair appointment or like a nail eyelashes, I think, like the day before we went away. And as I was away at that appointment, the ring arrived. Like, it arrived perfectly the day before, so you didn't have to hide it for very long. And I was away at the time, so that worked out pretty perfect for him. So look, this is side that's had the brush and side that hasn't. It works pretty well. So yeah, he's got this ring, and when they deliver it, because it's diamond, it's high value, they had to like send these people that literally like they would deliver like arms and like guns and stuff. So they like made him do this big ID check. They were like super serious, and like they might have even been armed themselves. Like, it was pretty freaky for him. But he got the ring. He's like, this is great, got it the day before. And then he's like, do I put it in a suitcase, risk something happening to it? Like, it's obviously like, it's a diamond. I feel like if people are gonna go through your suitcase, I don't think this really happens very often, but if it did and it was your engagement ring when you wanted to like obviously propose, then that would be really bad. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna have to put it in hand luggage. Anytime we've ever gone away, Ali's hand luggage bag always has like cameras in it, it's got cables in it, it's got a Nintendo Switch in it, it's got chargers in it, it's got like headphones, it's got so many wires that I don't think we've ever got through security without him being checked, like not even once. And it had all that stuff in it again this time, but like, and it had the ring as well. So he's going through security, and security is like quite slow because they have some kind of VIP or something. So that person's like cut into the front of the queue and has like loads of security with them. And Ali's like anxious, like I can't tell, like he didn't show this at all, but he said afterwards he was freaking out. His bag went through, and for like the first time ever didn't get checked, because if they'd have checked it, they'd have taken the ring out in front of me and I would have seen it and I would have known. So anyway, we get on the flight, and it's a long flight to Bali. It's like 20 hours more. I think it took us 22 hours to get there with a layover, and the whole time Ali is like praying that I don't go through his bag when he's in the toilet, like I don't know, to get like a charger or something. Luckily I didn't. So we get there, he must have hidden it somewhere in the room, I don't know where. I said to him beforehand, we both kind of agreed that although we want the proposal to be like a private thing, I wanted it to be filmed, not necessarily for YouTube, but more so that we'd always have something to look back and remember. But the benefit is as well that if we had something to remember in a video, it would kind of make sense to put it on YouTube as well. Sorry, I'm putting hair oil in my hands on my hands. So he knows what kind of proposal I want. He knows that I want it filmed. He got in touch with a film company that were out and based mainly in Bali, but like across Indonesia, and did proposal films and proposal setups. So they were going to help him sort everything out. And the hotel were like really good. They were like helping him sort stuff out as well. We arrived there and it was insanely beautiful. Like, it's a long drive from the airport to get to the resort, and it was like a bit of a like culture shock how different things were there. But it's cool. That's part of one of the reasons you want to go away and see different places, is the culture. But there were like not many footpaths winding around like the towns, and there would just be like dogs walking in the street, chickens walking in the street, kids walking in the street, and everyone's just driving at a normal speed, and I'm like, oh my gosh, please don't hit a dog dog or chicken or a child. But anyway, we get to the hotel. It's really dark. It's really late when we get there. It was beautiful. We found out that there would be one person in particular looking after us called Yuda. I actually named one of my Sims characters after him because we got on with him so well. He was such a sweet guy. He like showed us pictures and videos of his sons. They were absolutely adorable. And the whole time he was looking after us at the resort, he would stay at the resort and he would like be on our beck and call, and we were like super aware of that. So that's why we ended up like just taking him on a lot of trips with us, because we liked him a lot and we knew he was really like doing everything to look after us. So we'd always like make sure we retired at like a nice time at night so that he wasn't like stood around waiting for us. Like we just wanted to be super respectful and nice. So we get there, we go to sleep, and unbeknownst to me, Ali is like already pulling the strings and like organizing things, along with my mum, who was helping back from the UK to organize stuff as well. And he's set to do the proposal like a couple of days in. And the first day, everything's going great. The weather's beautiful. We're sat around the pool. We're like, this is so nice, like so beautiful. We end up falling asleep at the side of the pool. And I wake up and I'm like, my like legs kind of itchy. We go inside and I don't know what was on the sunbed with me, but I've been bitten along my leg like 8 times. And when I get bitten, I don't get like a little lump. I get like a massive, huge like welt almost. And it's always super itchy. It always bleeds. I've now realized that when we went to Barcelona, my mum and my brother got bitten by mosquitoes and their legs did the same thing. Like we all just react really badly to insect bites. So straight away my leg is like huge. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. So from that point onwards, like I brought like skirts and shorts, and I'm like, I can't wear them anymore because I'm too, like my legs just look ridiculous. But the first day was sunny and nice. I'm like, this is going to be really lovely. So we wake up the next day and I'd like slept in shorts, but we couldn't work out the aircon. So I'd pulled the sheet off me in the night, and no word of a lie, I think the mosquito in the room was trying to summon a demon on my leg, because I have like this huge perfect circle at the top of my leg where it's bitten like this in a circle, and it is so freaking itchy, like so insanely itchy, and I'm just like, I can't stop scratching it. We also went for dinner the evening of the first night, and the dinner is like, it was dark at that point and it was like on the edge of the beach. It was beautiful. It's like all lit by candles. But the problem with being lit by candles is you can't see the mosquitoes, so all up my like shins and like the backs of my calves are just eaten alive. Like I must have had about 30 or 40 bites like within one day of being there, and I can't stop itching them. They are agony. Yuda sees them and calls the nurse because he's that worried about how ridiculously like graphic my legs look with all these bites and blood everywhere. I get like prescribed all this like special like antibiotics just in case they get infected. I've got to like put this special stuff on them. I'm kind of looking quite sad in a bit of a state, and also the weather has taken a turn for the worse. So basically the first day is the only day we really got good sun. After that, we either didn't get sun or it was kind of rainy. Like there was a few bits of niceness, but there was genuinely like rain or like dark skies at least at some point, and every day after that. But I'm like, it's fine, we'll still try and make the best of it. I actually hate sunbathing. I don't sunbathe, so I wasn't too bothered about that. The food is amazing here. People are so friendly and nice. We were still having a great time. And then the next day we woke up, my legs are still ridiculous, but we're like, okay, we've woken up really early today at like 5:30 because we're gonna do the temple tour. Now I didn't realize at this point that Ali had already planned to propose. I think he'd originally planned earlier. There was like a schedule change or something at the hotel and he couldn't do it. I didn't know about any of this at the time. I know that now he wanted to try and propose as early as he could into the holiday because the stress of it was making him not enjoy the holiday as much. He was like stressed this whole time. So we went on a temple tour. It was rainy and cold, but the temples were amazing. Bali is called like the island of 1,000 temples because there's temples everywhere and they're all very beautiful. They ask you as a woman before you go into the temple, like, are you on your period? And if you are, you can't go in. You can't go and see them because it's considered like impure and unclean. I have opinions on that, but I won't say them. I wasn't, so it's fine. So we got to see all the temples. We went to like a monkey one and there was like monkeys everywhere, and they weren't aggressive though. There's apparently a temple with aggressive monkeys and a temple with nice monkeys, and we were at the nice monkey one. They also had fruit bats, and I kind of love fruit bats. I mean, in real life, they're a little bit scary. Their wings are like this big. I always get like quite paranoid about this kind of stuff, like how are the animals being treated? Like the monkeys were just free roaming, but the fruit bats were like, they weren't chained to anything. Like they were just free, and they were actually flying around, but they would come back and land because they've got food and stuff there. So they were like half wild, half not. So we got to meet those. I got to feed them and we held them. It was really cool. So yeah, we had a really nice day, and then the There's a specialty coffee in Bali. The name escapes me, but the way this coffee is made is they allow a mongoose, which isn't a goose. It's kind of like a mammal, like a raccoon kind of animal. They let the raccoon mongoose thing eat the coffee beans whole, and then when it poops them out, it's roasted them in its tummy, but still in the shell. So you take it out the shell and you make coffee from it. And it's like a really famous like specialty thing. So we're like, oh, we have to go and try that. When we got there, the people were so nice. The place they were in was lovely, but the mongoose were being kept in cages, and really small cages as well. And I was like, I can't, if I see any kind of what I perceive as animal cruelty, I get really upset like really quickly. They also had a pet dog in a cage, and I was like, oh, can we say hello to it? And she's like, oh, we don't let the dog out the cage because if we let it out, then it runs around everywhere. So we keep it in a cage. And I'm like, what, it runs around everywhere? Like, that's what dogs are supposed to do. I had to like walk away because I was crying. I was really upset. And then we went back, and I'm like, I'm still quite upset and like emotional about the whole thing. And Ali is like in his head like, I am planning to do the proposal tonight. Claire's legs are almost infected. She's had so many bites on them, and she's having a little bit of an emotional breakdown right now about dogs and mongoose in cages. What am I supposed to do? So he's like, we get back and like we try and relax, have a little chit chat, just kind of like try and chill. And the whole time he's like on messages to the hotel and to the people that are planning to film the proposal and just trying to figure out logistics. Up until right before, the plan had been to do the proposal on the beach, because there's like a separate sort of table and chairs on the beach that you could go to, and there's like a little umbrella. It was really cute, like really pretty, and that's where he planned to do it. He's messaging the hotel, and the hotel like, okay, everything's fine, but because it's a full moon, the tides mean that the sea is in. So you can't do the proposal on the beach anymore because the tide is in, so you can't do it. So Ali, like I did pick up on none of this. He's just like typing away like, okay, we need to rework this. They had a helipad, and he was like, well, can we do it there? And they're like, well, we have to keep the helipad open in case anyone wants to come to the hotel. So he's like, but I need somewhere to do this. Can we, because we've been and walked right there. It was right next to a temple. It's actually like right on a cliff. It's really pretty. It doesn't look like a helipad. It just looks like a pretty like circular like field type thing. They're like, okay, but you'd have to rent it as if you were like a helicopter landing. So he has to like buy this space just to do it. At this point, I think he's like, oh my gosh, everything's like not the way I was expecting it to go. Sort of freaking out a little bit. And I'm like literally in bed, like on my phone, just like, he's like, okay, I think we should go out for a nice meal tonight. And I'm like, oh, well, we could just get food here. And he's like, no, let's go out. Like it's dried up, like the sun's out, the sun's come out, it's gonna be a really nice evening. We'll be able to see the sunset. And I'm like, okay, let's go out. And I had my hair just in like this ponytail, this like ratty ponytail. And he's like, oh, let's get dressed up now, quite nice for this. And I'm like, oh, but my legs are actually eaten alive, so the only thing I can wear is like my long dress, so that's fine because they'll cover my legs, so I'll look quite dressy. I'm like, should I just leave my hair like this? And he's like, I don't know, maybe you should redo your ponytail. I don't know. Are you gonna redo your makeup? Like, he knows that I'll want to look nice for it, but also that I have no idea what it is. So he's like, oh, you should, like, let's get ready, come on, let's give yourself some more time. And I'm like, I'm only gonna redo my ponytail, I only need like 5 minutes, it's fine, don't worry, I'll just stay in bed for a bit longer. And he's like, please get ready, Claire. Literally, I can't tell you why, but get ready. I can see him pacing around, and he's like, do these shoes look okay with these trousers and this shirt? And I'm like, yeah, you look fine. Like you look really posh actually. You look really dressed up. Are you going super formal? And he's like, does it look nice? And I'm like, yeah, it looks really nice. He's like, okay. And he's like, does my hair look okay? Does my hair look nice? Should I do it like this? And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Why are you like being so like intense about how you look? At this point, I should have realized, like, I think at this point I was starting to be like, I actually looked back at my messages, and I sent a WhatsApp to my mum being like, Ali's being super weird. And then he's like, okay, I've just got a phone call from the hotel, and there's an issue with payment for the room. I'm gonna have to go to reception. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm sitting there like, oh, I'll just put a bit of blush on, like I'll redo my ponytail. Like my wig wasn't really cooperating. I actually hate my hair in the proposal pictures, but it was so windy that I had to tie it up. I would have preferred to have it down. I think it looks nicer down, and I'd prefer to have this hair, honestly. But it was what it was. So I'm trying to make my hair look nice. I'm trying to like tie it up without it showing at the back, and like I'm doing my makeup, and I'm like, oh, it's been a while. Like, I don't know. I'm just getting like, I'm getting a feeling that something might be about to happen. So I start like kind of getting, okay, try and calm down, okay, try and calm down. I get the knock at the door, and it's Yuda, and he's like got a box in his hand, like a glass box with like a letter inside in it. I'm like, okay. Start hyperventilating, start panicking, look through the box, and the letter is like a first clue, and it like says follow the walkway or something like that. And I'm like, okay, Yuda, I just need to get my bag, give me 1 second. Close the door, burst into tears, like literally burst into tears. I'm like crying my eyes out, hyperventilating, panicking, go in and start trying to redo all my makeup, throw all my makeup into a bag, like this huge bag that I then have to carry around with me because I know I'm gonna look a complete state, and I know what's happening, and I know I want to look nice for pictures. So I'm like frantically getting ready. I'm like, I send a picture of myself crying to my mum, being like, it's happening. Then I come outside and I'm like, okay, I'm ready. And I'm in these heels I've never worn before, in this long dress with my strange like legs that are like on the verge of still living. And I instantly fall down the stairs. Like I fall down the stairs. Yuda like grabs me and he's like so shocked. And I'm just like, oh, it's fine, don't worry about me. And then we get to the bottom of the steps at the villa and he goes, the walkway's left. The walkway that we take every single day to go everywhere is left. But he goes right because he's about to get the car, because the next bit of it, he needs to meet me in the car to bring me to the helipad. But I've got to do this walkway first. But I'm just like head down and I just start following him and he's like, no, Claire, you need to go this way, up the walkway. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like walking, like holding my bag and holding this box, like looking like a freak, like, cause I'm just like, oh, where am I going? What am I doing? And there's this cute like couple with a little kid with them, and their couple are taking, the husband's taking pictures of like their mother and the kid. Ali then told me afterwards that that was part of the setup and they were actually taking pictures of me walking down the walkway. So I get to this board and there's like all these pictures of us together, all these beautiful memories and like pictures of the cats and Evie and like everything, all with like pretty fairy lights. It just looks beautiful. And one of them's turned over and like says, oh, it said go to Evie. And what I was meant to do is turn over the picture of Evie and that would be the next clue. But instead I read it and it said go to Evie and I'm like, oh, Evie's here, where is she? I start looking for Evie, our dog. Oh, she was there. Our dog, she's over there. In Bali, like the stupidest thing. I don't even think you can bring dogs from outside to Bali. But anyway, stupid. There's this couple that are like, oh, what's going on? And I'm like, I think I'm getting engaged. And they were like wanting to have this whole conversation with me where I'm clearly a wreck and I need to be somewhere. And I'm like, oh, it's really nice to meet you, but I think I have to go. And I walk down, I'm looking for Evie like an idiot. I go completely the wrong way. I'm like wandering through the restaurant, touching the waiters and being like, am I supposed to be here? And they're just like, oh, who is this crazy person? I then try and get up this really steep set of stairs, stand on my dress, rip the bottom of the dress. It's still ripped now. At this point, the people that know what's happening with the proposal like come and get me and they're like, oh, okay, weirdo, come this way, follow us up here. I get put into my little buggy and I'm like trying to like sort my hair and makeup out because I'm like a wreck at this point. They bring me up to the helipad and they get like, go that way. And I get out and there's like a beautiful like arch right next to the ocean on a cliff with all these like beautiful lights and flowers on it. There's like a trail of rose petals that leads up to the arch, and at the side of the arch Ali is stood there and I'm like, I've been focusing so hard on not falling over. I think in all my pictures I'm looking at the ground because I'm like, I can't walk in these shoes. I have to wear them because the dress is so long and I'm freaking out right now. So we get there, he's got like this beautiful speech planned, he's telling me and I'm just like like fully like this the whole time. And he's got this beautiful, like he's just said beautiful words, like beautiful gorgeous stuff about our relationship and about how happy we make each other and how important we are to each other, how much we support each other, and it was just beautiful. The wind is behind me. So Ali stood there looking perfect, just like reading off these lines, looking so gorgeous, like all his hair and stuff perfect. And my hair is in a ponytail, but like a high ponytail. So I'm just like like the whole time I'm just like, oh wow, oh Ali, this is such nice words, like looking like a red face as well, looking like a spook, like a pure spook. And anyway, he gets down on one knee and he says, will you marry me, with the ring. And at that point, I don't know why I did this, like I'm such an idiot. All I wanted to do was hug him. So he says, will you marry me? I say yes. And then instead of letting him put the ring on me and stand up, I just basically grab him in like a bear headlock and I just give him a headlock. I'm just holding him like this, like, I don't know why. Why did I do that? I'm just such an idiot. I can't really do that moment. There's nothing I can do. And even like we had people filming, when we got to the proposal bit, I could see people filming and I've got him in a headlock, like we're wrestling. I don't know why I did it. And even the cameraman at this point, like, okay, like back off. He's trying to get away and I'm like, okay. He puts the ring on, we kiss, we hug for ages. And that's kind of of the proposal part of it done. So we go and we do all the photos. We have to do everything from the opposite point of view. We do photos like on the cliffs and like the sea's like splashing up behind us. The sunset is there. It's just perfect and stunning. And then afterwards, behind where we got the proposal, there's like this extra beautiful like bit with all the stones around it. And there's like a table and chairs in the middle with a meal all set up and candles. And there's also candles like streaming out from the table, like in a huge circle with like rose petals and stuff. It was so beautiful. We had our meal there. We were so jet lagged still that we could barely even eat any of it because in our heads it was like 5 a.m. in the morning or something. But the food was beautiful and we were like just chit-chatting. At that point, we rang my mum, we rang Ali's family as well. We rang like all my family and we just told all our immediate family. And then we waited for the pictures to come through. They sent us through a few initial photos and we sent those to like my wider family and Ali's wider family. And then once all of our family knew, that's when we told people online as well. So this is the ring that I've been allowed to clean that whole time. It's actually too big for me because when I put it on, it like rolls during the day from side to side. So I'm gonna get like almost like a bead put under the back of the band so that it stays on. We still haven't really got used to calling each other fiance yet. I still say boyfriend. I think he still says girlfriend. Every now and again we remember and we're like, ooh, so that's really fun. But yeah, despite the weather, the mosquitoes, and my general derpiness, things did go smoothly and it was a beautiful proposal. We got to share the video with you guys. And yeah, just general fun times and Clare derpiness was pretty much at max that day. But yeah, proposals are something that you only ever, well, you'd hope to only ever get one shot at. So it's nice to do something special and it was definitely very special. You guys can check the video if you want. I will drop it in the description if you haven't seen it already. And hopefully you enjoyed this kind of story time video. If you want me to do any more, as I said, let me know in the comments below and let me know any specific topics you guys want to hear as well. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big cheeky thumbs up and I'll see you guys in another one. Thank you for joining me on my Evie coffee cup for our story time today and have a beautiful day. Bye.